there. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you some common mistakes that people make when doing perspective. I have been doing this for a long time, and I've had lots and lots of fifth graders do this in the past. And so I'm going to show you some of the common mistakes that are made by kids as they do this. This is a difficult project. There's no question that perspective can be a tricky concept to grasp. It can be kind of hard to get the hang of. Okay, so don't give up. Just keep trying it again. The more you try it, the better you'll get. Okay, and watch the video as many times as you need to, or do it along with the video. Do your drawing along with it. Pause it and do the next part, and then pause it and do the next part, because it can be tricky. Okay, and hopefully using the video will be just as easy, if not easier, than doing it in class. Okay, now here's one thing that kids do. Remember how we talked about on this side, when you go up, you go to the right and then go down, and on the left side, you go up and to the left. Sometimes kids forget about that, and what they do is they go to the opposite side. Like, for example, you've done the right-hand side first, and now you're doing this side, and you're kind of in the habit of going to the right. So what they do is they go up, and instead of going behind this building to the left, they sometimes do this, and it kind of looks similar, like you actually have a building there, but you'll notice something. I want to point something out to you when you get done. Again, we go to the vanishing point, and then we end it, and it looks kind of similar to a regular building, but when we look closer, we notice something's different. So I'm going to erase my line to my vanishing point, and I'm going to erase the lines with the horizon line. Okay, and again, it looks kind of like a regular building, similar, right? Until we go to draw the line going to the alley. And when you line up your ruler, and I'm going to go from this side, when you line up your ruler and you go back like that, you'll notice something. If you look at it closely, you'll notice there's a big gap along the sidewalk. That's not right. If you see that big gap in there and you can see the whole side of that other building, instead of just seeing a part of it like this, then you know, uh-oh, I've done it wrong. And you can check to see, I drew the line, and oh no, I went to the right instead of to the left. If you go to the left, it looks a little bit different. You won't see that big gap. Your line would come all the way down here to the sidewalk, and you wouldn't have that. There's a way to fix that. It's a little bit more complicated. What you'll have to do is take this line here, and you'll have to draw your line all the way down, and you'll make it go over to the top instead. You can come over this way and then go down, and then this can go to the vanishing point, because this is actually where your line should be, like that. And then I'll make it go down. And what that did was it just squeezed another whole building in that gap that you created with the first one. See? Okay, so it's fixable if you do that, but that's what happened. Okay, so you'll have to erase this line. Now my alleyway instead would be right here. So I'm going to draw that little teeny line to show that this goes back in space too. Okay, so that's how to fix that if you do that. Okay, that's one common mistake. If it's easier, if you find that drawing the building in there too complicated, go ahead and erase it and just start over again with your fourth building on this side, and do it this time going to the left. Okay, so either one of those is a good way to fix it. Okay, here's another common mistake, is that students get the first building correct, and they go ahead and draw the lines to the vanishing point up top, and then they end that building. So they're starting out doing just fine. They slide the ruler back and they end it. And then what they do is they keep both of those lines there. They forget to erase that one, and they just draw lines for this. Okay, so instead of looking like a bunch of different sized buildings in a city, what happens is they look like lockers or like a storage facility where all of the buildings are the same height and they all go back the same way to the vanishing point. Okay? Either way, that's not what we're looking for. So if you see that all of your buildings are following that same line at the top, you know you've done it wrong. Okay? And it's okay. You can still use these lines. What you can do is make this come up. Okay? Like I said, this is a tricky concept to get, so it's totally okay to make mistakes. It takes a while to get the hang of it. That's all right. So we go ahead and go back this way, and then we can bring it down and around. Okay? Then this part can go back to the vanishing point, and then I can use this line as the back edge for that building. Okay? See how I just fixed that? All right? Not too hard. Okay? Like I said, just take some practice. You can erase these lines here. I can erase this line here because that goes through both of my buildings, and I don't need it to. And then I can draw that line for the alley going back in space. Okay, to show that this comes back this direction. Okay, so easily fixable, all those mistakes. So if you make a mistake, don't panic. There's a way to fix it. And if not, like I said, you can always erase it and try it again. All right? Good job. Don't give up. You can do this.